Hi everybody and welcome to our Relico YouTube channel. Here we talk about immigration, about relocation, how to relocate your business to a different country, how to relocate yourself and your family to a different country and start a new life. And in this video we're going to speak about how to prepare your document for EB1 visa without any stress. Let's go. So first, to begin with, what is EB1? EB1 is employment-based green card. Probably the easiest way to refer to it is saying that it's a green card. A 10-year green card, which helps you become a permanent resident, and then you can switch to citizenship. You can get the American passport within 5 years after living on this status. Employment-based green card means that you can legally work, and family members who relocate with you, they can work as well. They can relocate and get the legal right to engage in employment processes on the territory of the United States. So before you start thinking about relocating to the United States, you need to choose a program, a visa program. If you go with employment-based first preference, EB1, here's what you need to know to prepare beforehand, what kind of documents you need to take care of beforehand if you want this process to go smooth without any stress and fast. First and foremost, make sure you have all legal documents in right order, ready to be prepared and ready to be sent out. This is very important. First, take a look at your passport. If it's not expired or if it's not going to expire in forthcoming year, like in 2 or 3 years, because this is a complicated process to renew your passport if you're in a territory of a different state. For some people, it can be very complicated process, especially for people who have no opportunity to go back to their country of citizenship. Second, make sure you have no criminal record, or make sure you have results of your court decision, court order, if you did have a criminal activity. This is very important to make sure before you apply, since if you do have criminal activity, you need to collect the court decision. You need to provide the U.S. immigration officer with the decision on record. This is very important. If you don't have any criminal activity or any criminal record, still make sure you have the certificate, the police certificate from all countries where you lived for more than 1 year since you turned 16. This is a requirement. You have to collect all police certificates from these countries. This is also important. Then you can forget about the hustle. Probably these are the kinds of documents that probably might cause a little bit of hustle before you take care of it. Then the rest of it doesn't really make a big of a deal, big of a problem. You don't need to prepare it beforehand. All this legal documentation like marriage certificate or birth certificate for your kids and for yourself, they can be photographed, translated into English if they're not in English as of now, and they can be applied to your application, enclosed into your application and sent to the respective authority. Then, when you have all the documentation ready, all the legal documentation ready, now it's time to switch to your case, to your immigration case. What documents to prepare beforehand? First and foremost, in this case, make sure you have all photographs, all video. As when you're making a case for your immigration EB1 visa, you need to provide evidence that you've been engaged in professional activity, and the best evidence to do so is provide photographs and video material. They can be probably considered as the most trustworthy documentation. If you have them, or if you participate in any professional activity, event, make sure you ask your organizing committee or the person in charge to provide you with the photographs, with materials, with you. Maybe some specific documentation. If you, for example, have been a judge at the event, make sure they provide you, they give you a copy, or maybe the original document of your jury list. In most events, they provide you with a specific list, so this is important to consider too. And for all the criteria when you apply for EB1 visa, such things can be established. For example, for awards, make sure you do have the certificate of you being granted the award, or you have the physical award. For some people, they have been granted the award, but they do not have the physical award. Make sure you have the physical award. This cannot be considered as documentation, but it is vital. So make sure you have it. For such things as, for example, publications, make sure you have like invitation letter from publishing, from a publisher, from editor, they invited you to speak on a specific topic, and so on and so forth. Make sure you have all the tax documentation. If you've been employed at some organization and you've been paid some kind of money, make sure you have all the documentation to prove it, that you've received your salary, that you've paid taxes from this salary, or if you didn't receive salary, make sure you have all the agreements. For example, if you've been a founder, make sure you have the investment agreement if you have investors, or you have founders or co-founders agreement. This is important too. That's it. If you take a look at these two processes, it's very not hectic process in the second case, but it can be a little bit hectic in the first case when you have to prepare your passport and the certificates. Legal documentation can be prepared fast. There's a lot of services that can help you do it. If you're, for example, not in the country of your citizenship, you can go to some agencies, or you can ask for professional help. There's a lot of professionals that can help you prolong your passport if you're not in the country of your citizenship. You can go directly to the embassy of your country and ask if they can help, and so on. So this is the parcel, like the package, the standard package of documentations that you need to take care of before you start preparing your immigration case for the United States Immigrations and Citizenship Services. They pay attention to it. Mostly after you get your respond or your request for evidence, they will bullet point some of the documentation that you may need to provide more. For example, you didn't provide enough documentation. In this point, like in salary criterion, they will ask you and they will list by bullet points what exactly they need. So this is important to pay attention to. If they ask you to provide a specific document, make sure you provide at least one document from this request for evidence. If none of them cannot be provided, make sure you provide something comparable to this evidence, because American Immigration Service expects you to provide them with the documentation that resembles their documentation. In that case, they can be trusted and they can be persuaded to think into that you have provided a full list of necessary documentation. So this is a very standard list of documents that you may need to take care of before you start your application. Probably if something pops up in the process of you preparing the documentation, make sure you consult the professionals. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, sign up for a free consultation. Leave your questions in description. Leave your questions in comment section. We will make sure to read them all and answer all of them. And if you still have any doubts about your eligibility for EB1 visa, you can still sign up for a free consultation and decide if you maybe need to go into EB2 or O1 or any other immigration route that is suitable for you. Thank you and see you.